I'm Travis from Farm Learning, and it's time to till the garden. Now, if you're not familiar, tilling is where you take a rototiller and basically you use it to do the majority of your weeding. It keeps in between the rows. You can till it up and you don't have weeds, so you don't have to worry about that, and you don't have to use your hands and you don't have to use a hoe. You can use your hands, you can use a hoe, but it's a whole lot easier with a tiller. Now I will have to use a hoe between two rows of potatoes because we got them just a little bit too close. So anyway, it's time to till. Let's take a little tour. Keep in mind I still have to get the hoe and hit a few places where the tiller wouldn't fit, but here's what we've got. Alright, we'll start here with sunflowers, and they've really taken off in the last couple of days. I don't know if you can see how tall they are. We're getting ground level. That'll show you. And in case you didn't know, they're called sunflowers. One, they look like the sun, but two, they follow the sun. You can see how kind of facing the east this morning, but when the sun goes down in the west this evening, they'll be turned that way. So kind of the original solar panel, I guess you could say. Here are what I call our hamburger green onions. We let them get bigger, and then you can slice them. They fit just right on a hamburger. So you can see seed pods growing on the top of some of them. Taking some out when they were smaller. Here's leafy greens. You've got mustard and kale and lettuce, and purple lettuce, and a few more onions over here. We had extra room. Then you've got purple onions, a row of purple onions, and more sunflowers. Now, I've never harvested sunflower seeds, but I'm definitely going to try it this year because I like sunflower seeds. Okay, now this is where our watermelons and stuff like that, it's too early. We may plant it in the next couple of weeks. That's kind of my mom's deal. And then she has beets here. And then you go into a half row of tomato plants. So some of them look better than others, but we're not worried. We usually have plenty of tomatoes. The community neighborhood, they get tomatoes too. So, all right, now here we have green beans and peas. I think English peas. I'm not a big pea eater, so I'm not real sure. But we do the circles, and then we'll put a pole in the middle and make a teepee and let the beans grow up the string to the teepee. It's a whole lot easier to collect them instead of having them on a row with fencing or string or whatever you use. So we did this last year. My dad really liked it, so we did it again this year. You can see the beans are ahead of the peas, and we had deer show up, but luckily they haven't been back. And I say that they'll probably strike tonight. Now here we have a row and a half of pinto beans. First time we planted pinto beans. So this is kind of an experiment. So we're hoping that they do well and we can harvest them and dry them, have them for the winter. Here is a half row of carrots. They're taking a while, but I think they're supposed to. Here you see hills of squash and hills of cucumber. Maybe got those backwards. Try not to fall. But they need the hoe. I'll get that later. Y'all don't want to watch that. Here's a row of okra. All the way from one end to the other. It'll have to be thinned out here pretty soon. Same with our corn. Got 4 half rows of corn. And it will probably have to be thinned out. And then we have our potatoes. 4 half rows of potatoes. And they're looking pretty good. Had a couple die, but other than that, looking pretty good. This one even survived my tilling last week. I kind of clipped him. He's okay. But here you can see that row that is just a little too close, so he gets the hoe treatment. So there's the tour. Now we have some other stuff in other places, but this is the big garden. This is where the majority of our stuff is. So far it's looking pretty good. We've had a decent amount of rain on a regular basis. It's not been too wet, it's not been too dry. So everything seems to be doing good. I'll keep you posted. Oh, and mason bees, no activity yet.